What the heck is love? Hello, and welcome back to Trying My Best podcast. Today's episode is called Trying My Best to Find Love in This Generation. I know that a lot of us are thinking that love is dead, and I thought so as well. Because it seems like today we're living in a generation where everyone only ever cares about looks, grand gestures, and surface level attraction. But before we can find a love that transcends this modern day epitome, we have to understand first, how did we get here? Also, a little disclaimer, these are my own opinions and theories that are based on what I've seen and what I've experienced. Okay, to answer the question of how we got here, I don't think I could do that without mentioning the internet. I feel like we don't meet as many people anymore. We just scroll them. And be honest, have you felt that too? Like, people don't even try anymore. By the way, if you like these kind of discussions, make sure that you subscribe so you can see more content like this. Okay, so every day we see hundreds of new faces online, right? And suddenly it's like there are too many options, too many people we find attractive. That's where choice overload comes in. It's when you have so many choices that you can't commit to any of them. Things like thirst traps, Instagram couples, and other kind of highlight reels, it can really make us feel like there's someone better out there. So real love becomes disposable and people stop choosing each other. There's this story that I really want to share. It's fiction, I think. I heard it a few years back, and it's about a boy and his grandfather. So basically, they're in this huge flower field, and the grandpa asks the boy to walk through the whole field and pick one flower that he likes the most. So that's what the little boy does, right? He goes through the entire thing. He sees many different flowers, right? Each one is different in their own way. Each one is beautiful and colorful, and it smells nice. But at the end, he comes out, he brings nothing back, basically. So the grandpa asks his grandson, how come you came out with no flower in your hand? And the boy says he couldn't choose because whenever he saw one that he liked, he didn't pick it up because he thought that maybe he would find something better on the way. You know, maybe something better will come along. And so in the end of the journey, he just hasn't picked anything. And I feel like that's what has happened in social media and modern dating. Everyone is so exposed to all of these different stimuli that committing to one, it feels like it has too much opportunity cost, of finding other better ones. So in the end, you end up not choosing anyone. Another effect of widespread social media is the popularization of very specific aspects of love. And what I'm talking about is things like 3-month rule, or red flags, green flags, beige flags, icks, and all of these canon events. It also creates a lot of stigma around seemingly basic things liking Batman and saying nuh-uh. It's kind of funny actually, but what I'm trying to say is love became a game and social media became the handbook of all of these different rules that we're supposed to follow. And this really distracts us from actually getting to know someone for who they are and following our heart, which I feel like are key elements of what love is. We are so busy nowadays analyzing love instead of just feeling it. Love isn't supposed to follow some TikTok checklist, you know? Real love means figuring out someone honestly, just two people trying to connect. Speaking of social media, let's talk a little bit about the films that we grew up watching. From fairy tales to rom-coms to tragic dramas. I feel like all of them place so much emphasis on how the main characters got together. You know, the will they, won't they, the tension, the build-up, the yearning. And why? It's because it's so entertaining to watch. But we don't see as much of the actual relationship. What is it like after those characters finally got together, and after they had the first kiss, and after the happily ever after? I feel like a lot of us think that everything after that is just supposed to be one big happy story. But, I feel like most of us nowadays don't realize this because of the picture perfect facade that we grew up with. And it's like the end, right? But it's not. Movies don't show us the daily choice of love, like the effort, the communication, the patience, and choosing someone even when it's not easy. In relationships, you're constantly putting in the work to show up for each other, showing that you care. You are constantly molding and evolving to fit into each other's lives while also trying to fulfill your own goals at the same time. It can be hard and it can be rocky on the way. Yes, love is a feeling, but it is also a commitment, a choice. The last kind of aspect that I'm gonna be talking about is more targeted towards us teenagers. I feel like when we're younger, most of us don't really know exactly who we are yet. Let me know if you feel this too, or is it just me? But I feel like we're still molten, like we're still malleable. Whereas people who are older and have more experience, they know what their values are, they know what is important to them, and therefore they know what to look for in a partner. But because we haven't gotten that all figured out, we rely on other criteria to pick a partner. The main criteria we use for choosing someone are looks, common interests, and chemistry over compatibility. Or worse, potential. I have definitely fallen for that one. And then things like your values or your identity either goes out the window or it just kind of depends on the person. And for some, this goes well, at least for a little while. But I think this reason is why we rarely find long-lasting teenage relationships. It's because we fall in love with transient things. It's like that quote, that goes like, when people fall in love with someone's flowers, but not their roots, they don't know what to do when autumn comes. An important note is, I feel like toxic and shallow relationships are dangerous because before you know it, they become your new normal. Like, even if you are aware that this is not what love is supposed to be or what you want love to be, it's bad when you kind of infiltrate yourself with it, because when the right person comes, you wouldn't know how to accept it and you wouldn't know how to be right for them. Also, let me know if you guys want me to do like a part 2 on any of the things that I talk about in this video. Now, back to what love is. I tried really hard for a long time to come up with some sort of one sentence definition of love, and I think it's just impossible to encapsulate such a complex and broad feeling into some simple definition. Here's the closest I've got so far. It's a feeling of admiration and adoration for someone because of who they are. It's wanting to care for them and show them how much you love them. It is to sacrifice yourself and work so hard to make someone feel happy and make someone feel seen. It is to have good intentions for them and also be inspired to be better. It is a feeling of being comfortable and at peace in their presence. It's feeling safe, not anxious. Clarity, not confusion, So please, my listeners. Oh, it's actually raining now. I hope the sound quality is not too bad, but please go out there, get to know as many people as you can, and when you find someone whose soul is just so beautiful to you that you just want to keep spending time with them, go meet as many people as you can. And when you get to know them, look past the beautifully trimmed leaves and the brightly colored petals and see whose roots you fall in love with. And if you're still figuring it out, same here. I don't have it all figured out either. I'm still just trying my best.